Hi, Bob here, and I'd like to consider a phrase out of the Tai Chi classics that goes like this. The millstone turns, but the axle does not turn. And the millstone, when grinding grain into flour, is this large stone which turns, and the axle is the point around which the millstone turns, and it does, in the phrase, the axle does not turn. And when we look at this on the body, we could consider that the waist, or the midriff, is the millstone, and the axle, well, we could consider that as the line from the crown of the head to the perineum, or the center of the pelvic floor. Some might consider the axle as the spine itself, the vertebra. Or we could also consider the axle as the center of weight, the center of gravity, which is in the low belly. And the center of weight coincides with the center of energy of the lower dantian. And so I'd like to look at this. The millstone turns, but the axle does not turn, in a very simple movement of a swing. We can consider swings in two different ways. So the first one, everything will turn. Millstone and axle, waist and axis. So we can place our feet closer together, and then we can rotate everything, and everything is turning or rotating all the way from the legs, the trunk, the neck and the head. Everything is rotating. It's fine. It's a great way to bring some fluidity and movement into the whole body, and the organs as well, certainly. Or, so we call that swing one. It's just one option. The other way is turning the millstone, the waist, but keeping the axis not turning. So let us place our feet hip width apart. So about 8 inches or so, not so wide, but not so close, right under the hips, so that the ankles, knees, hips align. And we're simply going to start to bring one hip joint back and the other. And when we do this, the waist is turning, but the axle is not turning, the center of weight. And some landmarks we could use in the front are the pubic bone, navel, sternum, and nose. They remain in a line. Or if we want to use the back body, we can consider the occiput and the sacrum, or the craniosacral, aligning the parasympathetic nervous system of relaxation and recuperation. We could also consider the frame, the two shoulders nests and the two quads. Maintain their relationship. So I'm not turning off, but I'm maintaining the frame. Folding the quads, the knees are moving directly forward and back. Seated down a little bit, heavy sacrum. And I'm simply allowing the millstone to turn and keeping the axle integrated, or the center of weight. And so this is helpful, even though it doesn't look like the torso is moving. Everything is being toned inside the trunk. Organs, blood vessels, fascia, membranes, the parasympathetic nervous system, the sense of recuperation, regeneration, sense of self internally. And this can be helpful to practice this to help us come back onto our center, so that perhaps during the day we're in the store and we might inadvertently get bumped off of our center, and we could remain off of our center, and or how do we find this physical and energetic center returning through either breathing, which allows a physical center, and our emotional emotional state to return to a sense of center. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.